Hello everyone and welcome to Crafty Monday. Well, it's been a little while since I've been on here and thought, well, I'm having a good day. Let's get on here and do Crafty Monday. Oh, I've had so many people reaching out. When are you coming back? Hopefully starting back in September completely with all my programs that we've been doing in the past. But at the moment, it's just my good days. So having a good day today. So if you come on, don't forget to say hello, where you're from. Hi, Tanya. Yeah, and those of you who don't know me, my name's Teresa Brown. I'm an Independent Stampin' Up demonstrator and going into my 19th year. So don't forget to keep an eye on my Facebook page because we're going to be celebrating through August, September. Okay, so the Perfectly Pear is the one that I'm using today. Now, this is one that you won't find in your catalogue. This is an online exclusive. So I've had a lot of people texting me saying, not sure about that. I have some interaction with some of the customers and some of my team members, and we talk about the different stamp sets in the catalogues on like online exclusive and how you could use them. So this is the beautiful designer series paper that comes with this set. It's absolutely gorgeous. So I'm just going to share the sheets. Sorry, I'm going to hold them up. So this is the one that I'm using later on today. Like, I'm going to share some other things first. Then we've got this beautiful one. But what I really love about this, if you're not a fruit person, which I'm not normally, but I really love this paper. I love the colours and I can see a lot happening that you could do with this, but also you could do a lot of men's cards by using the reverse side. So that interests me straight away. If you're a scrapbooker, you sort of got some frame ones that you can actually add some photos. It's already got the frame around there. Maybe you're out at the orchard picking some pears off a tree or something, I don't know. Or maybe your child's just eating pears and you want to take that special photo. This one's really lovely too, and I'm quite sure this one goes with our dies that go with the stamp set. So yeah, I'm having a really good day, Tana. It's really lovely to be back having a good day, believe me. This is one that I really love too. I love the colours. I think this is the new Darling Duckling, if I remember, colour. And then this is on the other side. So you can use these for card making, scrapbooking, boxes, anything that interests you. This one's pretty as well, and it's got the colours, and also, like I said, you can use it for men's, boys' cards or whatever. If you come on later and you're watching the replay, thank you for joining me. Don't forget to leave a comment so that you go in my monthly draw. So I have been asked a few times, how do I get into that monthly draw, Teresa? Well, it's very simple. You can get a ticket into the monthly draw a few ways. One, by placing an order with me. Two, by commenting on my Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest, Instagram, or popping over onto my blog. Also, will give you a ticket into my monthly draws. So, but let's get started. I hope you've all got your coffee or your tea or whatever you're drinking, your lunch. And let's get started on this project that we're going to be doing today. Sorry guys, I've got a bit of shadowing happening here today. So the one thing that I love about this is it's a two-step stamp set. And I love two-step stamp sets because you get an outline and then you get a full image. And I think that's really lovely. I love that because if you're not really good at colouring, you can actually use the image. But let me share a couple of tips and gold nuggets with you first. How do we, or what do we use for our solid piece? And is it easier to do the solid one first or to do the outline first. I find it easier to do my outline first. So I choose a colour that I want to do the outline in. So what am I using here? Oh, I'm using the Darling Duckling. Now this is the first time I've actually got to use my new ink colour. Oh my God, how special is that? So I'm going to put down my first one. So that's my solid image, which is, my outline image. And then I'm going to add my solid image to colour it. Don't forget to clean your stamps. Our chamois are amazing. So if you don't have one of our chamois, make sure that that goes onto your wish list. Now, I don't know if you know, in the my online store, up near the shopping cart, there's a little love heart. And that is a wish list where you can go in and you can put products in there. And that's interesting because there's lots that you can do. You can add it. And then if you really want everything, you can just add it straight across to your shopping cart. Okay, so let's say we're going to use the Darling Duckling and Pecan Pie. So this is a way that you can colour your stamp. So I've got two little blocks. I like using my blocks for this. There's lots of different ways you can do it. So I'm going to share a couple of gold nuggets with you today. So one in the Pecan Pie and one in the Darling Duckling. So I'm going to come over with the Darling Duckling with my block. Now, why am I doing this? Because I don't want it really heavy. And it gives it a different type of texture when you use your block to your ink pad. So then you can just add a little bit of Pecan Pie to it. Then you can line up this into your image. And it's been a while since I've done this. Stamp down. Now this will give you like a really different type of image for your pear. Okay, so that's doing it with a block. Let me share another technique. I might just stick to the two colours for the moment. Oh no, I'll go green. I'll go do different colours for you. So lots of colours that look good together is Daffodil Delight and Wild Wheat. Darling Duckling, which I just used, and Pecan Pie, that looks good together. Old Olive and Pecan Pie look good together. Daffodil Delight and Old Olive look good together. Mossy Meadow and Old Olive. Let's try a Mossy Meadow and an Old Olive, and we're going to bring in a tiny little bit of Calypso Coral. So choose the colour you want to do your outline in. Now don't forget, you can actually do this without outlines as well, which I'll show you in a minute. So that's the Mossy Meadow. Now this time I'm going to be coming in with, where are they? I'm going to be coming in with my sponge daubers. So like I said, there's different ways that you can apply ink to your stamps, especially when you're doing two-step stamping, to give it a different effect. Okay, let's just clean this one off. So I'm going to start off with adding directly to my Old Olive. Now, if that seems like it's going to be too dark for you, you can always do a little bit of a stamp off first. So you can stamp it off and you still can use that image. Then you can come in with your Mossy Meadow. So come in with your green and your sponge dauber. And you can work out where you want to add this by just patting it up and down. I pat it onto my ink pad and then just pat it onto my stamp, which is the solid stamp. Okay, so, and then I'm going to bring this down into the image. Now, sometimes it's hard to get the image to where you want to go with it, but you can sort of see through the stamps a little bit, which is really good. Okay, so you've got that nice soft look. And then if you want to add a little bit of coastal cabana to it, to make it look like it's a little bit ripe, you can just come in with your sponge dauber. Now this time you can just dab off a little bit if you want to, and then just come in and add a little bit to the bottom of your pear. You don't want it to be too dark, so you can add that extra colour into it. So that's another way you can do it. And what's another way that you can actually use your solid stamps? And you can use these on any of these techniques I'm teaching you today, you can use on any of your solid stamps. Okay, so the next, let's change the pear. Let's change the pear. So we're going to come in with, I think, mossy meadow, granny apple green, and just a little bit of that coastal cabana. Now we're going to use the, I think the mossy meadow for the outline of this one. And I'm just going to pop this down here. So that's a really nice colour that you can sort of see our pear image that we've cut out there. Hello to everyone that's come on. Sorry I'm not saying hello by name because I've got my head down working. And I can't, I don't have 2 or 3 computers. I just do it straight from my phone. So we're going to use, this time we're going to use our Wink of Stella pen. So let me just share that. So I'm going to come in with, I'm going to clean these. I'm going to come in with some granny apple green. Let me clean that one off. Okay. Just dry them. I just got a bit of paper towel over here that I'm just drying them on. So we're going to come in with some granny apple green. So we're going to put that on to here. And then we're also going to come in with our mossy meadow ink, which is a darker green. Okay, so we've got our 2 greens. You can tell I haven't been stamping for a while, they're a little bit dry. Okay, and then our Wink of Stella pen as well, which is really great. So we're going to do our colour on these, so we can add a little bit of colour. So we can come in with our granny apple green first, and I'm just going to use my block and come in and colour this. I've just got to get it in the right way. Okay, so that's our 2-step, but now you can add some colour to this as well. So let's go in with our mossy meadow. Now this is dark, so once again, when it's dark, you might want to lighten it off a little bit. You might want to roll it. I do it just on a bit of paper. And I'm just going to come in and do the in part of the leaves and the stems. I'm just going to colour these. And I'm just using my Wink of Stella pen. Now, I don't know if many of you realise, but our aqua painter we don't have anymore. So if you want an effect like an aqua painter, I would definitely keep your aqua painters that you've already ordered, or use your Wink of Stella pen. So now we're also going to add a little bit of colour to this around the edges. We're going to come in around and darken this up a little bit around here, around this area here. And just come down a little bit. Now, you don't want it too heavy to start off with. Okay, so you can always add more colour. Okay, so, and we want to just come down a little bit on the side of this one as well. And that's filling a few of those little gaps that when you're sometimes trying to do an image over, you might just miss out on a little bit. So come down here, just do a little bit of Wink of Stella over it. Now we're going to change the ink over to Granny Apple Green. And once again, just try it up here. And you can see the colour it's going to be. It's just going to be a little bit lighter. And you don't need to load up too much at a time. Okay, so just come through. Thank you for everyone that's been taking part in the card challenges. I've loved looking at your cards. Now, the last, also we've got the Great International Craft Show coming up this weekend, and the last What's in the Box went up today. So don't forget to include your thoughts in there. Some lucky person is going to be a winner, and to choose the winner, I will do a spin and put the spin up. So you know who's won over that weekend, this weekend coming. Okay, so now to clean your Wink of Stella, just go backwards and forwards onto your paper until it's clean. Okay, they're fantastic. I love the Wink of Stellas. Now let me just hold that one up for you so you can sort of see how you get that shadow effect in there, and I love that. So let's cut this out. So we can cut this out so we can put it through the die cutting machine. Okay, let's do that. Now I'm just going to clean these quickly. Clean them quickly. Especially if you've been using Wink of Stella, I have a little baby wipe in here for using the glitter so it doesn't get onto any of my other stamps. That's a good little gold nugget. Okay, just clean this one off. And this one. We have got stamps everywhere. And this one. Okay, now let me go into our dies. So let's share the dies now. The dies are beautiful. In the die set, you get this beautiful crosshatch, which is really lovely. You can use that on your card as well. You also get a couple of little banners, which is really good as well. Let me just go with this. Nope. We also get the cutout that goes around our little pears. So I'm going to cut that out. So I'll put that there. And I think I might go for a banner as well on there. So, and we'll do a little bit of a black crosshatch. Okay, just pop these in here for 1 minute. How are we going? We're going good. Tell me in the comments, do you have this set? Because this is a set that I looked at many a times while I was sitting up in the hospital bed. And I'm thinking, do I want that? Don't I want that? Do I need that? But then I thought it's a really beautiful way to also share a bit of colouring, because I love colouring. I'm just going to cut out a bit of black. And we're going to pull up our little mini die cutting machine. Now, This is a fantastic little machine. I just love this. So easy to use. So we need plate number 1, and then we need a plate number 2. And I like to bring my plate number 2 down a little bit from the top. Now, why do we do that? So that when you're rolling it through, you're not getting a big, thick lot at first. Then I've put my cardstock, I've put this little hash, little one here. Let's see how it comes out, cross hatch. And then I'm going to put the second number 2, the same distance as my plate number 1. I'm just going to wind this through. Now, I haven't used this before, so I'm not quite sure how this one's going to come out. Oh yes, it's come out exactly how I wanted it to, which is fantastic. Okay, so I think that one would be a really good one to use. Just take your little pieces off, the cardstock off your plate. Make sure that they're off, and then bring this back through, and we're going to put our next piece through, which is our pear. Just get it around the right way. Thank you for everyone that has been sending me messages and beautiful get wells and flowers and everything else, because honestly, it's been a wonderful support, and I really appreciate everyone's support through what I've been going through. Okay, let's wind this one through now. Okay, so I have got my little red dish here that's got a magnet in the bottom that I can throw these into, and I can pop them away a little bit later. So you can see you get a nice little banner, and then you also get the nice cutout of the pear. So that's really lovely. And we've got the hashtag, or hash crosshatch I call it, here as well. So I'm just going to pop out these little pieces. Now, I cut out some cardstock a little bit earlier, just so we had time, because I know time goes really, really fast. Okay. Having my coffee. Now, my designer series paper, I cut 7 centimeters by 11. And you get different parts, you'll get different looks. This one's got more pears in it, this one's got more flowers in it. This one you might want to do vertical, horizontal I mean. This one you might want to do vertical. So you can just choose whichever way you want to go. Now the cardstock I've chosen today is the Granny Apple Green. Now don't forget, on the back of your designer series paper, it also shares what colours are in the paper that you can match your cardstock up with too. That's a great little gold nugget, because a lot of people don't realise to look there. So we've got our, let me just go through the cards with you. So our normal card, which is 21 centimetres, which is the width of our cardstock by 14.5. And I've done basic black. Then I've used the Granny Apple Green, and I've done 2 of these by 14 by 10, one for the inside and one for the outside. Then I've cut a basic black at 12 by 8, a Granny Apple Green at 11.5 by 7.5, and I'm going to go with this one. And then the designer series paper is 11 by 7. Okay, so let's have a look at this. Now the other little stamps that is in our pear one is like a little grungy one here on the side. I hope you can see it because I've got light. This little grungy one. This little grungy one is really cute. You can use these little ones to decorate up around the edges of your paper. So you could do it around the edges if you want to and things like that. Okay, but I'm going to keep it plain as possible for you today. We do need a bone folder. Where did I put my bone folder? Okay, I've got washi tape, bone folders, rulers. Okay, so I'm going to come down and just varnish my card. So that means just giving it a nice crisp score fold on the score line. It helps make the card sit down flat. Okay, then I'm going to get my liquid glue. Hasn't been used for a while, so it could dry out if you haven't used it for a while at the end. So just pull that little bit at the bottom. Okay, now you can use an embossing folder on this as well. Another little tip. Like I said, I'm keeping mine just a little bit plainer today for you. Okay, so I'm going to come down with this. Now I'm going to add this piece to here, and I'm not going to stick this down yet because I'm going to decide whether or not I want to add some of that beautiful ribbon. So let me just add this to here. And I do like the fact that we have a little bit of give in our liquid glue that you can move if it slips when you touch it. So I just moved that. Okay, then we've got this beautiful paper. And it's really strange because I have seen fruit paper before and it just hasn't jumped out at me to purchase. But this one did. This one really jumped out at me. So we have this gorgeous, it's like a gold, what does it say on here? Mossy meadow and gold that comes in this way. It's absolutely beautiful. So let's put some of this ribbon. Let me just share this with you. It's just absolutely gorgeous. That's the goldy side, and that's the gold and the mossy meadow side. So I'm going to add some of this to my card. And you can see that I've got it still on the spool. Just an old trick I learnt when I used to do a lot of dressmaking many years ago was to leave it on the spool, because then that way you don't waste a lot of ribbon. Okay, come out, come out. My finger doesn't want to work. Sorry, guys. Put that over. Then you can pull it. I'm going to trim that off now. Okay. Now you can pull your ribbon to make it the sizes that you want the bow. So you can bring it in if you just want a small bow. And you can also, you can turn your ribbon around so that you've got all the one colour sharing. So it's just a matter of having a little bit of a play when you're twisting your ribbon. And you can always use a mini glue dot to hold these over if you want to. And I don't mind the two-tone at the moment. So let me just think what we're going to do here, because I've sort of gone with bringing the ribbon in, and then I want to bring in the cross hatch. So I'm just bringing that ribbon in. I'm going to bring in a little bit of the green. So I'm just going to cut that off. Did you see how I measured that? Not good, Teresa. So I'm just going to add some of this to the top of the ribbon. like I said, it's pretty forgiving. So we're going to add the ribbon there. So, and I'm also going to add a little bit of this cross hatching in underneath there as well. So to do this, you just want to add a little bit of glue. You can use your adhesive sheets, but I didn't think about that, did I? I didn't think about that today. So you can add this down into here, and then you can add with dimensions. My dimensions are just sitting here. Just pop a couple of dimensions on. I'm going to fix that ribbon up in a minute, but I'm just getting these organised first. Because I want the bow a little bit smaller. Going to do it up again, and it's one good thing that you can do once you've got it on there. You can have a play around with it. Now I think I need to do it upside down. Sometimes if you do your bows upside down, they go the right way around. Makes no sense, but it happens that way. So when I say upside down, I mean turn your card around so it's upside down looking at you. Okay, that's better. I like that better. I just want to bring this in. Okay, so I am going to waste a little bit of ribbon on here, but that's okay. I don't think I've got my ribbon scissors in front of me, but I'll just use these ones. If you cut your ribbon a little bit on an angle, it stops it from fraying. Okay, that's on there. And then we're going to get this other little bit of green here, or you can use your white, whichever one you want. And you're going to put your thank you or your congratulations on here. Don't forget to have a good look through your kits as well. If you're someone that's collecting the kits, what's this one got? Congratulations. What's this one? Thank you. If you got a congratulations, or if you got kits, in the kits you get some of these brilliant small words like happy birthday, or if you get the men's ones, it's sometimes got something for Father's Day, or the women's mum might have something for Mother's Day, and sometimes they're just the perfect size for, I'm just going to drop that on my glass plate and then pick it up. Sometimes it's perfect for just this card that you want. Now we can do Granny Apple Green, but I'm going to go with the, I think just a little bit darker, the Mossy Meadow. And this is just a thank you. Now it hasn't been used before, so when it hasn't been used before, what's my idea, my suggestion to you? Grab a scrap and make sure that it's got nothing on there from the manufacturers, okay? Because sometimes you might just have a little bit that has a little gap in it, and it might be because it's got a little bit of something on there from the manufacturers. Pop your little word down, put your thank you on there. Okay, perfect. Lid on here. Now I'm not too sure which pearls or embellishments went with this card, but I really liked these ones. These ones were the holograph resin dots, and they're really beautiful because they come out with colours that pick up in your paper. So I'm just going to add a little bit of dimension to the back of that. So I'm just going to add some side bits here. So 1, 2. We need one more. Okay, I know I'm going over just a little bit of time, so sorry for that. Still haven't got the filling back in my right hand properly yet, and it can be a little bit slower doing things, but that's okay, we're getting there. Okay, and then we're going to add the thank you on here as well. So this is just going to go in above there. Oh, thank you. And then this is going to go onto our card front. And like I said, you can use an embossing folder on there. You can use a stamp set on there. There's lots that you can do on the card base. Okay, I'm just going to add some glue across that ribbon and just line it up. And you can see it just makes a beautiful card. On the inside we have a green, and then we'll also add a white. And then I'm just going to add some little bit of embellishments. Okay, so if your card is, if your green, this granny apple green is 14 by 10, then you'll need to do a 13.5 by 9.5 white. Okay, at 13.5, I'm just going to use scrap here, by 9.5. So I'm going to come in with the, go this way, Teresa, 9.5. So I'm going to come in with the 9.5. And I'm going to keep that because I can use them on another card. 9.5 by 13.5. And I can use that for trying out things. And then you just want to pop this in the center here. If you want to decorate the inside up, you can do that as well. And if you want to decorate your envelope up, that's a special way of doing it as well. Okay, so lots of little tips and ideas there. And I'm going to hold this up. Hello, Leonie, good to see you. I'm sorry about my hand for 1 minute, guys, but my phone just dropped. Okay, let's just sit it back on there. Sorry about that. So you can sort of see a thank you card, quite gorgeous. And I have done some other little images as well. I like to have a little practice. I like to write in what I've done with them as well. You get lots of different colours happening. So just have a mix and match with your markers, with your inks. Even you could do some with your blending pens if you want to colour it in. Just do the outside image, and you don't have to do the 2 steps, so you can use it just as an outside image, and you can colour it in with your blends or your pencils. So thank you everyone for watching our episode today of Crafty Monday, and this will go over onto the Crafty Monday page, our group. Hi Susan. And also it will be connected and shared over onto our YouTube as well. So God bless you all. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you all again very soon. Bye for now.